What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Footy 6 podcast. My name is Jack. This is my co-host, Keelan. We're really excited to keep doing this. It's our second one officially, and we're hopefully going to keep doing it more consistently because we have a lot of fun, and it might not a lot of people listening yet, but we enjoy it, so we're going to keep on trying to do it. We're going to get into a lot of things today, including Thomas Tuchel firing, what that means for Christian, Gio, Leeds, and what we think we're looking like coming to the September camp and what we're going to bring in, and also maybe our top best 5 players at the moment right now. So go ahead and say hello, Keelan.
Hello, Jack. Hello to our viewers out there watching. I'm excited to start doing this again. It's been a long time.
It's been fun. It was fun whenever we actually did it. We have like 30 different recordings sitting in our thing. We made like a bunch of free accounts on Riverside, and then we just made like recordings and never ended up editing and putting it out there.
That's awesome. But yeah, we're in full swing. World Cup's 3 months away. Let's go.
Probably less than 3 months now.
Let's go.
It's gonna be nerve-wracking, bro. It's fucking nerve-wracking. All right, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the sacking of Thomas Tuchel. What do you think about it?
What do I think about Thomas Tuchel being sacked? First, I'll start by saying he was a winner. Okay. He took a Chelsea side that was, I think, 11th when he was hired, and he took them to win Champions League that year. That's crazy. I think the writing was on the wall a little bit with him because he, for whatever reason, started to allow more goals. Their defense was leaking a lot more. They weren't really creating that much. It was relying on a lot of individual brilliance mixed with crosses. Like this season, the only one really contributing in the attack was Raheem Sterling, and that's just because he's by far their best attacker, and he was just doing everything on his own.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a lot of people don't think so, but I think it's the right move, and you gotta people's flame burn out, and it's what happens in coaching. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. You're right about that. He definitely was a winner, and he did something crazy whenever he won the freaking Champions League and the Club World Cup. I mean, that was nuts. And that team was really good, but he didn't really do it with. He did it with the team he came in with and just coached really well. And he was a great manager, and brought him a side that was like you said, pretty mid in the league. Brought him to the top, and then won Champions League. I mean, that was crazy. And I think his downfall was, like you said, they started letting a lot of goals, but in their transfer window, they were really only going kind of defensively. They didn't really make that many moves on the attack besides Raheem, of course, which is huge. And but they didn't really do much to try to change things up, or I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain because he really was a winner, and they just had this past, I don't know, opening, just like a month of just shitty games.
Did you see his stat for his career record at Chelsea?
It's probably crazy.
It's something. Hold on, let me see.
It's probably he's probably lost a quarter amount of the games that he's won.
It was absurd.
Yeah, I mean he's a great manager, which I wish that they kind of given him more time. I'm happy as an American for Christian because I don't think he was going anywhere with Christian, which is surprising because you thought he would have. Coming from Borussia, he would have helped him out and played him more. And the stats that Christian puts up, which in quote stats, it's different from actually in game and playing. But I don't know. I wish he would have played Christian more. The American, and he's happy because now Christian gets a fresh start.
I'm buzzing.
It's huge.
I'm buzzing.
Yeah, I'm happy. I think Christian he needs to wow in training because he probably won't get the start, but he needs to wow. And he can get there because we all know that he's incredibly talented.
I think that he'll start Wednesday in Champions League.
You think so?
Yeah.
That'd be close. That'd be cool.
I really think so.
I mean, he's the Champions League god for Chelsea. I mean,
he's clutch.
He is. It's what he does. He might not do it in Prem against unless it's who was it? Newcastle or Crystal Palace. That's who always.
Yeah, he owns Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he's kind of their dad.
Yeah.
But unless it's against them, he might not show out crazy well. But Champions League is where he really shines, which is awesome.
But getting into what we're going to talk about next, I enjoy watching coaches and seeing like what they do because that's what I do, and
Yeah.
I really like to look into it and look at their stories and find someone that I can connect with. Graham Potter, man, I'm a huge fan of Graham Potter, and let's get into our next thing.
Yeah, talk about him a little bit, man. I don't really know much about him.
So Graham started his first professional coaching gig was in the fourth division in Sweden. He played a little bit. I think he talked about how he was studying at Hull University. He had a playing career, and after that, that's when he started to get into coaching. Graduated from University College, and then he goes to Sweden, takes a team from the fourth division all the way up to the first division, takes them to Europa League, and then he goes to Swansea.
What club?
Oh, I can't. I'm not
Yeah,
fluent in
they're
Swedish.
Basically a fourth division Swedish team. That's pretty nuts.
And then he goes to Swansea, does well there in the championship, and then gets Brighton their 3 highest results in the most points in the Prem the last 3 years. It's crazy. I'm a fan.
Crazy.
So
he might do bits, man.
He will.
It's a fresh perspective for Christian. He should, because I also saw this. I saw this hilarious picture. I don't know if it was like an actual one or not. It was like right after Tuchel got sacked. It was like the day or two after, and it's everyone coming into training, and they're all in their cars, they're walking,
And
like,
Christian smiling.
Everyone was like depressed, and Christian's like whipping in, like smiling and shit. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
That had me cracking up, man. He's probably so geeked out that he can finally like
he's buzzing.
get a fresh chance. Yeah, dude. Because Tuchel was. It said that he even told like the press that he had like a breakdown of communication, or his agent told the press that he had a breakdown of communication with Thomas, and it was like they just were never on the same page. Thomas had no faith in him, and just wasn't playing him any consistent minutes. Really, he the best he could get is subbing in the 60th minute and play out the match. Can't get a rhythm with doing that. You can't get your jive going, and you can't truly impact the game doing that.
No, I agree, but I will say, I was watching when they were playing Southampton, and Christian came on. He was playing right wing back for the last, you said 30 minutes, and I will say he looked terrible.
Oh, that's just not his position.
I know,
Okay,
but I can't. I get that. I get that argument. I get that argument, right? But this.
At the same time, you can't.
But
be
he
like,
couldn't.
it's not an
His
excuse.
touch. He whenever they pass the ball, he would take a terrible touch. He looks slow, and it's like you can put me. You can put yourself at center back. You don't normally play there, but can you take a touch and make a pass? You should be able to. It doesn't matter where you play on the field, right? So, well, I will say to Christian, if he's watching this, which I'm sure he is.
Yeah, hey Christian, I just want to tell you that I love you, and my favorite celebration is.
But Christian, you need to be better. You know you agree with that. You need to be better. So, I hope he pans out for him. All right.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's obviously he's our guy. He is the American guy.
Yeah.
So we need him.
We need him.
He always will do it for America. I think he's always going to be that guy for America for a long time. And that that whole Volkswagen commercial says it perfectly with the all that pressure on him. That Volkswagen commercial gets me kind of hyped up. Not gonna lie, it gets me kind of feeling some
Buzzing, man. I'm buzzing.
Yeah, but he's got all this pressure on him, but he knows that, and he's good with it. And so he had a couple bad games playing a little bit out of position, but at like you said, it's not really an excuse. He needs to be able to consistently play it wherever his manager puts him. And
he knows that.
I'm sure he knows that. And he was probably getting mad at himself along with Tuchel because they weren't on the same page about anything. So I can definitely understand that he is happy. He gets a fresh new start, and that's awesome. It's awesome for America, awesome for Christian, awesome for Chelsea because they got him. And Chelsea fans can stop bitching about literally everything and stop blaming Christian.
Yeah, it's always Christian's fault.
Yeah, it is always Christian's fault.
All right.
I think it's just because he's American.
It is. All right, look, this is what I want to get into next. I know it's not on the notes, but I saw this today. It's not looking good for Zach Steffen.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Now I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's the starting keeper in Qatar?
Damn. Okay. Matt Turner's not getting any minutes besides in cup play. Not good. It's exactly what Steffen was doing, which is not good. And the only reason that everyone was saying Matt Turner should play over Steffen, besides he was playing a little bit better for us than Zach Steffen was. He was more I enjoyed watching him better, like more. He was just felt safer in the back than Zach did, just a little bit though. But it was because that Matt was getting minutes in the MLS and Zach wasn't getting barely any minutes over in England. So that was why Matt always had the main edge over Zach. Now they're both apparently not going to be getting minutes, but Zach isn't getting minutes for Middlesbrough. I mean, that's bad. So I don't know. I would say Matt Turner started right now. Then probably Zach.
I don't want to know right now. I'm talking about in Qatar. Who's going to start?
Oh, okay. Well, in Qatar. I don't know, dude. I mean, you gotta. I'm gonna say Zach. I'm not Zach. I'm gonna say Matt. Matt's gonna be starter in Qatar because I think Greg's just got this great trust in him. Even though he's not getting as many minutes as he did in the MLS, I think he'll still be the starter. I could also see him throwing Sean Johnson in there.
Sean Johnson's been kind of poor in the MLS though. He hasn't been that great.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's gonna be Matt. It's gonna be Matt.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Matt too.
Greg rates him highly, and I don't see him going any other direction unless something happens to Matt, God forbid. But I think he needs to be either win the starting job in Arsenal, which ain't gonna happen, or get loaned out.
Well, I don't want to take too much time on this, but I never understood the move from Matt Turner to Arsenal. I never did because Arsenal are, it's Mikel Arteta. This is the coach, and he's the direct disciple of Pep. And what do we always say that Zach's better at than Matt?
Playing at the back.
Yeah, and maybe he went there to develop that.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah.
No, and you're right about that. He's going to develop at least somewhat. I guess it's going to help him at least somewhat.
But, like, I remember I was watching when we recorded after we played Canada and we lost that game. And who was it? Matt Turner was the starting goalie, and there was times where he could have just played a simple pass or chipped it to the right back or left back, which isn't simple, but when you're playing at that level, you should be able to do that somewhat, you know? Yeah. And he just smashed it long, and that's how we conceded our first goal was we smashed it long.
Yeah, that was, I remember that.
Yeah, so it's just like...
That was so upsetting.
All right, and then I have one more question about this. It was, who would you rather take right now, a prime Clint Dempsey on the team or a prime Tim Howard?
Oh, dude, I forget where I saw that. Right now, for us, I would take prime Clint Dempsey.
Okay.
And play him at the 9 because we just need a goal scorer consistent and that, like, someone that has that dog in him. That's literally what Clint's known for. He's got that fucking dog in him, man. He's like that. So I would take Clint, but not by much because Tim is obviously.
Give me Tim.
I mean, he was the leader. You got a great argument for both. He was the leader for the team for so many years. I know he holds a record for America in World Cup saves. He might even hold
He holds the World Cup record. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? 16 saves in a match. Yeah, it was crazy. But having that kind of confidence that you have that guy behind you is huge.
I know. We like that. We like that so much.
We do like that. But I'm not saying but that's not saying anything to Matt or Zach. It's not that I don't trust them. It's just having that guy. I trust Matt. I think Matt's good. As long as if we can just get the ball to either John Brooks, even though he probably won't even be in Qatar because Greg hates him. But I find I would rather a great shot blocker and a mid to bad out of the back player than a good out of the back player and a shitty shot blocker.
I agree. That's why I think Matt's going to start.
Yeah, that's why I think Matt's going to start as well. I don't think Zach's going to touch the field much.
All right, next.
Let's move into the next topic. Talking about having that dog in him. Man, Gio Reyna. If you can find that video on Twitter of him standing over with Jude.
Oh, let me see. I bet I could.
Oh, my God, dude. That was so funny. Our Americans are getting so scrappy. I mean, Gio's kind of always been like that. He's a kind of a hothead, but he also can control his anger when he needs to. But Tyler Adams is starting to get a lot scrappier. Like, when it's scrappy, I mean, like, angry. Like, he fighting back.
Here you go.
Look at it. Dude, he's such a dog.
No, I love Gio, man. I love Gio.
I think if he continues this little streak he's on, and if he continues doing this, they'll end up starting him weekly like he used to in like I don't know a couple weeks. As long as he can stay healthy, I think they'll end up instead of taking him on as a super sub, he'll start starting again. But even in the position he's in right now, I want to say he's a lock starter for us. If he can just keep even somewhat close to what he's doing right now. His last game was crazy. There's 2 assists, and it was awesome. It was so awesome.
Gio has. I don't know if I want to say. No, I'll say it. Gio has the most potential out of all of our American players right now.
I agree.
And if he can just stay healthy, and build up his muscles, build up everything, and just get consistent minutes, man, he's going to be a baller. He's going to be so good because I watched them play on, I think, would they play Tuesday or Wednesday when they played against Copenhagen? And he came on for Thorgan Hazard and
came on pretty early in that game.
Yeah, Thorgan Hazard got hurt, so I'm hoping he gets more minutes.
Yeah.
And he's just so good, man. He's so technical.
I want to compare him a little bit to De Bruyne.
He could be.
Not because he's clearly not our most athletic player. Christian's faster, and he can keep the ball closer to his foot. But the decision making Gio has in that attacking mindset, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of you don't have anybody like that in America on our side. He's just got the dog in him, man. He's
a great player.
And he's consistent. He loves to score and he loves to win. And he's our young star.
And he doesn't take no shit.
No, he doesn't. That's fucking American way, man. That's the American way. You don't take shit
from nobody.
We're starting to get even Christian used to be kind of like a pushover, and he's like done with that shit.
Yeah.
On any matches, he doesn't take any shit anymore. I don't think there's a single guy on our team that takes shit.
I love it.
Eunice is he'll just smile you to death. You know?
Yeah.
It's the only guy where if you get pushed down, he's just gonna stand up
and everyone else has his back.
Yeah, grin ear to ear, and he'll just smile at you. That's what he'll kill you with kindness. But yeah, I think you're right. I think he's got the highest potential.
Yeah, highest ceiling, 100%.
Yeah, it's not because he's the most athletic. It's because he's the smartest soccer mind, and he's great on the ball, great decisions, great dribbling, like that crazy dribble he had against Mexico.
He's so good.
You know? Yeah, he's my second favorite player on the team.
All right.
To watch, at least.
Leeds America time.
Yeah, you want to talk about Leeds? Get right on into Leeds America.
All right. So, I'll break it down a little bit. Season started beautifully for Leeds, right? Get a comeback win against Wolves. Then absolutely thrash Chelsea. Just thrash Chelsea. Amazing to see. Brendan scores.
It was awesome. You see Christian come up to them, talk to them after the game, and they're all three of them.
So much. He got so much hate for that.
I know.
So much.
We loved it.
Yeah.
He got hate on Twitter for Chelsea and everyone like that.
And but they're starting to slow down a little bit. Like they drew against Everton, which that's a game they should probably have won. Then they lost to Brentford, and I think I'm forgetting a game. What game am I forgetting? And they drew against Southampton, which they should have won. They dropped a 2-0 lead.
Yeah,
but
won that game. I remember that now. That game was crazy.
Yeah. So my question to you, I kind of just broke it down, is what do you think is the highest position in the table that Leeds can achieve this season?
Well, I hate saying this, but I think the whole...
No bias. All right,
this is completely unbiased. Completely unbiased. I think the whole hype that they had at the start of the season was like this huge, just everyone was so hyped for the Americans and hyped for like the mentality that Jesse was bringing on. It was awesome. But that's gonna simmer down.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be different. You won't be able to catch teams as off guard because what they're trying to do, at least what Jesse basically described, is like they're gonna press you up your ass the entire game and wait for you to screw up.
Yeah.
Which is different because the Prem is just so pass around until we can see an opening and then we attack. But Jesse doesn't. I mean, he will do that, but he mainly wants to make the other teams make mistakes and capitalize off that, which is smart, but I think he's going to change his game plan as the season goes on, because he is a very talented and smart manager. So I do think he will change things up as that momentum slows down. I can see them finishing. I don't know. In my prediction, I got them finishing low to mid, but the highest I can see them finishing, I can see them if Jesse makes adjustments as needed. I can see them finishing 10 or 12.
That's
12.
the highest I have them is 11th. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think they can. They have the talent, and they're young too. They got a lot of young talent. They got a lot of money for Calvin Phillips, and Tyler Adams is doing better than Calvin Phillips was for them. Just like you just showed right there, he's got the best challenge grade, which is exactly what they need from him, and that's exactly what we also love about Tyler.
I'll say this past I think it was last summer. It was last summer when we had all those tournaments. Or was that this summer? No, it was last.
That was last summer, Gold Cup and everything.
And with the qualifying and all that happened this year, I was worried about Tyler because everybody's known that he's not afraid to put in a tackle and that he's that captain mindset. Everybody knew that, but his ability to make not just passes but attacking minded passes and the ability to break lines, and he didn't show me that, and I was worried. Everything was sideways, and these first 5 games at Leeds, I think he's been their best player. I honestly really think that he's been amazing. Him and Mark Roca in the midfield, they have a great partnership building. I'm been very pleased with Tyler Adams. I think his maturity into the game, I think Jesse's getting the most out of him. So hats off to Tyler for being a man and taking that step to the best league in the world and showing out.
Yeah, dude, he's been great. I remember we used to all talk about that, whenever we were just shooting shit and stuff, talking about soccer, and that what we always would fear is that Tyler can't make progression plays and stuff like that. And that's why Eunice and Gio and all them and Weston are so important in the midfield. But now that Tyler is seeming to get that, which is huge, because that's what the Prem's going to help him with. So why I'm so happy he's there is that he can finally start building up his attack repertoire and getting better about that, which is awesome. Yeah, I agree.
All right, next question is
striker.
Since we're in Leeds America, then we'll get to striker.
All right.
Is Brendan Arrington the starter for the national team?
I have Brendan as one of my top 5 players. I'll go ahead and spoil a little bit. I have Brendan one of my top 5 players, but our attack is so deep, especially our wings are so deep. It's arguably our best position, and I think Christian needs to always start as many games as he can. And if Weah is healthy, I think Weah needs to start on the right side, with Brendan subbing him off as soon as Weah starts getting a little bit winded, because Brendan is such. Weah is, Weah, I hate to say this because I rate Brendan higher, but Weah is a little bit more skilled on the attack and a little more calculated, and he's got a better shot and all that kind of things.
Brendan just goes.
Exactly. That's what's so great about him. He subs in as a super sub, 60th minute, and he's just so high pressure the whole time, and Coach Greg has done a lot, very well with that whenever he subs. He's already been doing that, and I agree with what Greg's doing, and I think that's what we should stay unless something else happens and I don't know, Brendan starts playing amazing or Weah stays injured. But that's how I would like it. So I would want Brendan to come in second half early and just apply so much pressure and just get in these guys' ears and just buzz around. I remember someone compared him to a freaking little fly just running around.
He's a rat
in everyone's ass.
in the best way possible. He's a rat.
He's like the nicest rat alive.
Love it. Yeah, I know.
You want to talk about? You want to say something about that?
Brendan, so this is my problem. Is if he starts in the midfield, then Eunice gets dropped. I don't think Eunice should get dropped. I think Eunice is amazing. And then, Tim Weah is great for us. He really is. His at club, maybe he hasn't been the most consistent, but on the international level, I cannot really say that I've really ever been disappointed. I think he's always been one of our best players when he's on the field. But it's just It depends if Greg wants to go for system players that fit the system a little more, which I think Tim fits it a little better than Brendan on playing on the right, or if he wants to be able to field his best 11 players and fit them in. Do I think Brendan's a better player than Tim Weah, but it's about the system, right? That's why we've always played a striker. Is Jesus Ferreira one of the best 11 American players? Hell no. Is he one of the best 15 American players? Probably not.
Hey, you might not even be top 20.
Right? But he fits the system. He makes the players around him better. That's what Pepe did a great job of, is he made everyone around him better. Could he put the ball in the back of the net? No. But he brought Christian into the play. He brought Tim into play. Like, he did a great job with that. So I think that's what Greg really appreciates from a striker, and I think Brendan should start.
Yeah, you think he should start?
Yeah.
All right. I agree. I mean, I don't agree, but I can definitely see why. And I wouldn't even be close to upset if Brendan started, like, at all. I would love to see Way at the striker, to be honest. I know that was an idea floating around, but
I would love to see it too.
that'd be great. I think we should do that in September window if he's healthy, if Way is healthy. But I don't really know exactly what his injury is, so we'll just have to wait and see.
All right,
That kind of moves us into our next topic of the American striker, the age-old question about what the hell we're going to do. What?
I got 3 minutes.
You got to leave in 3 minutes?
I got practice at 4:30.
All right, we got to hurry up. All right, let's just name your 3 strikers you're going to bring.
To the World Cup?
Yeah.
I think we're
going
going
to bring September window right now. We'll do World Cup next episode.
Who's going to? Okay, Josh Sargent's going to go. Jesus Ferreira's going to go. I think he'll take 4 because I want to bring 4. Josh, Jesus, PFOC has to go, and my favorite MLS player, Brandon Vasquez, striker for FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about him.
He's been balling out, so I think he deserves a September call up. I think that's the 4. I think Pepe hasn't done enough to get called up. And Haji, sorry, brother.
If I had to bring in, I'll go with 4 too. If I had to bring in 4 to the September window right now, I want, of course, Sargent back in there because how hot he's been, and we got to see him back with the boys. PFOC because how amazing he's been. I want to see Jesus again just because he's just been so crappy in scoring for us, but he obviously does it well in the MLS. Because he needs to get more
18 goals this year. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's amazing for the MLS. He did terrible, missed tons of sitters for us.
Yeah.
In qualifiers, and then I'd probably bring in Haji over Pepe. So my 4 would be PFOC, Sarge, Jesus, and Haji.
That's fair.
You just want to rip off your top 5 players?
I'll go my best 5 American players for the national team.
At the moment.
All right, at the moment. All right, number 1. I know it kind of sounds like a cop-out and all this, but I'm going Pulisic, man. He's the most important player to our success. If he balls out, then we're going to be amazing. If he moves the ball, that's what he's best at Chelsea. When he gets to the national team, we've talked about this before, where he feels like he has this pressure on him to overperform or tries to do too much. That's not what he's good at. He's good at playing 1 and 2 touch and moving off the ball. He's amazing.
Okay? He's so quick. He's
so
quick with those first touches, and then he gets rid of it. And that's when he's best.
And move it. That's all we're asking you to do. Second, Eunice, my favorite player, baller. I don't have to say anything else.
Yeah.
3, Adams. He's our balance in the midfield, right? We have all these attacking options. We have 5 attacking minded players. He's that 6th person in that 6th, literally, that center defensive mid who just breaks up play. He's so important. Number 4, Weston McKennie. He's been hurt and stuff like that, but I feel like every time he plays, you're like, oh, okay, this is why he's playing. He's so good for the national team.
Donch, man.
And then, set pieces especially. It's important. Yeah. And then lastly, the 5th most important player. Or best? Is it best and important? Same thing. Serginho. I don't like any of our other right back options, if I'm being honest. Yedlin You're not doing it for me, brother.
Yeah.
And
Well, you got Scally,
Scally, yeah,
who played like crap for us, but he's great. I think
yeah.
he's great.
And so that's my 5. What about you?
I got number 1 because I rate him so highly, and he's just such a weapon in the air. And whenever he's healthy, I think he's our best player. I think Weston's our best. I think Pulisic is our second best. I love Eunice. He is my favorite player, but I think Adams is our third best. Then Eunice, and then Brendan is our fifth, rounding in our fifth, with just how he's been playing recently.
That's a great list.
Yeah, I think we're going to do great. I think September window is going to be great. It's going to be huge for us to round up what we're looking like going into November and the World Cup. And I am so incredibly excited.
I know we'll have to make an episode when they release the roster this week.
Absolutely, just a deep dive.
Yeah,
deep dive.
'Cause that's going to be a lot of what we're going to get.
Yeah. All right. Well, have fun coaching the youth. Teach them well. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully we can continue doing this consistently. And yeah, that's it. Have a good day.
Take care.